Good morning, everyone. My name is Jason Coyer, and I'm the Associate AD for Strategic Communications here at Tulane. At this time, I'd like to remind everyone to please silence your cell phones in advance of today's remarks. After Coach Hall's comments, we will take a handful of questions from media members only, right here at the podium. And then following that, for any members of the media who have additional inquiries, we will have additional availability in the suite to my right. So let's go ahead and get started. At this time, I'd like to invite to the stage in his 12th year at the university, Tulane's 15th president, Mr. Michael A. Fitz.
Thank you, Jason, and hello, everyone. Hello, Tulane community. It's great to see everyone here today. Let me start by thanking David Harris, Tulane's athletic director, and Patrick Norton, our senior vice president, chief operating officer, and treasurer. Their hard work and leadership over the last few years are truly been crucial to Tulane's success. So let's have a round of applause for the two of them. So let me also congratulate the nationally ranked Green Wave football team on an incredible season we are having. I've said it before, we are the hardest working team in college football. We continue to meet the moment, we outcompete, and we punch way above our weight class. It's a huge accomplishment to be nationally ranked 4 years in a row, the first time in Tulane history. It's our drive and the Green Wave spirit that earned the American Conference Championship and a place in the college playoff football for the very first time. Now, the rise of Green Wave's athletics very much reflects the state of the university as a whole. As many of you know, we have record-breaking student enrollment, stratospheric growth in research enterprise, and bold investments in innovation and infrastructure. We are truly a university on the rise. And just let me note, recent study valued our economic impact at $5.2 billion a year, up from $3.1 billion a year just 5 years ago, and that will continue to rise. We're doubling down on the city and region, and our athletic facilities are undergoing a major expansion improvement thanks to our generous supporters, including the addition of the new indoor practice facility and the Tulane Goldring Tennis Center, the new home for Tulane tennis. The historic momentum and ambition brings Tulane to a new level of national prominence, just like the Green Wave football team. And yeah. So in speaking of national prominence, we are excited to announce that Coach Will Hall will take the helm as head coach for the fall 2026 season. A round of applause, yeah. Coach Hall brings a track record of success. Few people know the game inside out as well as Will Hall. He's held roles as offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator, wide receivers coach, head coach at programs across the board, including Southern Miss, Memphis, Louisiana Lafayette, West Alabama, West Georgia, and 2 stints here at Tulane. And during his time as offensive coordinator at Tulane, which is 2019 to 2020, he guided one of the most explosive offenses in the history of the university. And most recently, he's played a pivotal part in a coaching staff in this truly historic season. We are confident Coach Hall will lead the Green Wave to further success. So at Tulane, we are able to recruit and maintain talent because of the hard work of our students, our athletes, our coaching team, our administrators and staff. And I also should note, we are not where we would be today. We could not be where we are without the dedication of our alumni, friends, and fans who've cheered us every single step of the way. So Thank you all. Let's give a round of applause to you. And I hope you all have enjoyed as much as we all have and I have this historic season. I am so proud of this team, and I can't wait to see where the upward trajectory takes us. So congratulations, Coach Hall, and roll wave. Jason, I bring it back to you.
Thank you, President Fitz. At this time, we'll bring up someone who plays an integral role in the goings-on of Tulane athletics. In his 10th year at the university, Tulane Senior Vice President, Chief Operating Officer, and Treasurer, Mr. Patrick Norton.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jason, and what a day. As President Fitz noted, Tulane is on an extraordinary upward trajectory across academics and student achievement, research and innovation, the clinical care, and certainly in athletics. Tulane is truly on the rise. Our football program has been a major part of our momentum. Tulane once again returned to the American Conference Championship game this season, making the program's 4th consecutive appearance and the 3rd time in 4 years the title was decided here at Ullman Stadium. Tulane beat North Texas on Friday to win the American Conference. Yes. Yes. And secured a spot in the college football playoff for the first time in school history. Tulane football has elevated the national profile of our university and energized our community. And Coach Will Hall has been a part of that every step of the way. We are so proud of this program, the coaching staff and the student athletes whose ambition and determination embody the spirit of Tulane. This is a moment of opportunity for us. Tulane football continues to rise, and our focus is on building on that momentum. As our program becomes more prominent on the national stage, we're committed to investing in the people and resources that will sustain that upward trajectory. That is why today is so important. Coach Hall, who is highly accomplished and deeply respected, understands what it takes to build a strong culture, develop student athletes on the field and off the field, and lead a program that reflects the excellence of this university. Congratulations, Coach Hall, and to the Hall family.
Thank you, Patrick. At this time, we'll bring up the man who led the search for the next head coach of Tulane football. In his 3rd year at the university, the Ben Weiner Director of Athletics Chair, Mr. David Harris.
All right, thank you, Jason, and appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. What a fantastic day. It continues to be a great time to be a member of the Green Wave family. An exciting time in our history as we win a conference championship, become a participant in the college football playoff, and now we're introducing a new head coach with an exciting vision to position us for these opportunities for years to come. Before we move forward, there are several people that I want to thank who were really instrumental as we went throughout this process. Of course, starting with our president, Mike Fitz, who provides the leadership for the entire university, but specifically gives us an opportunity to be able to have success. When you see the kind of rise that Tulane athletics and Tulane football has made over the past several years, it's because of the investment that the university has made in us. And so I know that each and every day, President Fitz does work to help us to have success, and we're seeing the result of that. So thank you so much for President Fitz for what you do to help us. Next is Patrick Norton, who was a great partner for me going throughout this search process. Patrick, on a day-to-day basis, always does a great job of understanding the ins and outs of athletics, what we need to do in order to remain competitive, how we can get an edge on our competition, and just going through this process and talking about candidates and talking about the future of Tulane football was just incredibly helpful and insightful as we looked at all the information that was at our fingertips. So, Patrick, thank you so much, not only for what you did during this process, but what you do each and every day to help us. The next two people are not here, but Justin Schimmel, the Chief Operating Officer of the Athletics Department. Justin and I have worked together for almost 10 years now from two different institutions. He does a great job each and every day as well, and his insight and input into this process is a reason that we got such a fantastic result, as well as CSA, Collegiate Sports Advisors, led by Drew Turner. They were the search firm that we used in this process, and worked with Drew on several different searches. He did the search that brought me here, as well as my first opportunity at the University of Northern Iowa. So I want to thank him as well. The logistics that he handled, the information that he provided, the way that he set things up were really critical in this process. And then finally, I want to thank Coach John Sumrall. We spent some time on the phone talking about this process and getting us to this point, and his insight, specifically with Coach Hall, was really critical for us as well. And so I want to thank John for any number of reasons, right? There are a lot of reasons that I could thank him for the things that he's done for our program, but specifically during this process, he was really critical. So as we started this process, yes, you can clap for that as well. So as we started this process, the idea was to move quickly, but to also make the right choice. And we knew there were several things that we were looking for in the process. We were looking for a leader. We were looking for someone with a proven track record of success. We were looking for someone who had a love for student athletes and was really interested in their overall and continued development. Someone who was a great recruiter, had the ability to assemble a strong staff, was familiar with this community, familiar with the university, with the city, and who could help us maintain a winning culture within the program. As we went through this process, one of the benefits that comes with having the success that we've had is that we had a lot of interest from many qualified candidates for this particular job. We also got a lot of input. I can say I had no idea that so many people had my cell number. And I think I heard from all of them, either emails or phone calls or text messages. There are a lot of people who feel very passionate about Tulane football and felt passionate about this position. And so that passion came through in the interactions that I had with people. And I appreciate that, right? You want to be a part of a program, and you want to lead a program in which the people are passionate about our success, and we're certainly fortunate to have that here at Tulane University. So we were able to meet with several candidates. We were able to meet with a few of them in person, but ultimately, as we did the evaluation, one name continued to emerge in our conversations, and that was Will Hall. For many reasons, including the personal interactions that we have with him each and every day. If you know Coach Hall, you know what a fantastic person and coach that he is. Because of visits and input from our players, I had a group of student athletes come to my office to talk specifically about Coach Hall, about their relationship with him, about the way that he prepares them, about the way that he schemes and sets things up, the preparation that we have for our opponents, but maybe as much as anything, just the kind of person that he was and is, and the kind of man that he is, and the kind of man that he's helping to make them was a critical part of this process. If you're going to be a part of a player-led program, then the voice of the players is certainly significant. We got recommendations from a number of different supporters. We got an endorsement really from Coach Sumrall, as well as other members of the staff. It just became clear that as we went through our list, He possessed the leadership, the character, the love, caring, concern for the student athletes, the ability to recruit, to assemble a strong staff. He was obviously familiar with the university and our city, and he was in the best position to maintain a winning culture because of the time that he spent here previously, as well as the time that he spent here now. He has seen our program under two different successful coaches. He understands the culture of what it means to be a Tulane football player and what we have put into place and that has given us the success that we've had recently. It was also important that he had a track record of success, and that is certainly true even from the time that he was a player to his time as an assistant coach and then as a head coach. He won a state title in high school. In junior college, he was a two-time All-American. He then moved on to North Alabama, where he won the Harlan Hill Trophy and led the team to the NCAA Division II semifinals. As an assistant coach at Tulane, at Memphis, at Louisiana Lafayette, his teams had some of the best offenses, specifically in the category of rushing, which I think is an indicator that our student athletes were controlling the line of scrimmage and winning the game where the game is won, which is up front. Of course, that's the kind of thing you would hear from an old defensive lineman like myself. So I'm biased in that regard, but in many ways, that success set him up for opportunities as a head coach. In his time at the University of West Georgia, his time at the University of West Alabama, had amazing success in those stints, as well as his time at Southern Miss, where during the 2022 season had a bowl victory over Rice in the Lending Tree Bowl to give them a winning season. But maybe as much as anything, when we had a chance to sit in front of Coach Hall, his passion was just evident. The fact that he wanted this job, the fact that he wanted to be at Tulane University, that he knew and understood what it meant to win here, that he cared very deeply for our student athletes, that we understood that he's an excellent recruiter. We understand and understood that he was the exact right person for this position, that this position was important to him, that the future of our program was important to him, and we don't feel like we could have made a better choice for all of those reasons. Coach Hall brings experience, he brings high character, and he brings a focus on our student athletes, which is extremely important to us. I can remember we had a chance to sit down with him twice, and both times at the end of the interview, he stood up and shook my hand and said, "David, I'm your guy." And he was right. He was and is my guy, and now he's our guy. Here with his wife, Rebecca, and his children, Trip and Pete, I introduce you to our head football coach, Will Hall. This is for you. Get my stuff out of the way. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to lower it a lot from David. I've been an overcomer all my life, and it started by how tall I was. Now, look, I'm honored to be your coach. You know, I know that I wasn't the first choice for some people in here, but I can promise you this. I am the best choice and the right choice for this place at this time. God's timing is perfect. I want to thank David Harris, Justin Schimmel, Patrick Norton, and President Fitz for the faith that they have in my vision for this football program. I really appreciate you guys. I want to thank my wife right here, Rebecca. Guys, we've bought 11 homes, sold 10. We don't want to sell this one for a while. We've lived in 9 states. I moved Rebecca when she was 7 months pregnant with our first child. We picked up and moved to a town of 3,000 people with no Walmart. Had to change our doctor and all that stuff. She was fired up about it. And she's tough as nails and just a great human being and makes me better every day. I want to thank my 2 boys. Tripp's a junior at John Curtis, plays D-line like David, and wrestles. Tripp's an 8th grader at John Curtis, plays quarterback and middle linebacker, and plays basketball. They've been through a lot being a coach's son. They've seen the highs and lows, and I'm proud of both of you two's character and the way you handle things and the way you touch everybody around you in a positive way. I want you to know that. I want to thank my dad. He's here today. He was my first hero. My dad is the 2nd winningest high school coach in Mississippi history. A lot of you know that. My dad instilled a power of belief in me at a young age that resonates through me now. The power of belief is so strong, guys. I believe in me, and I believe in Tulane, and I believe in these players, and I believe in this place, and I believe in where we're going. And you won't find anybody that has that in them stronger than me. I want to thank my mom. My mom died in 2016. My mom was a great leader as well. She was in the speech therapy stuff, and man, she ended up running a lot of nursing homes. She ingrained in me at a young age Romans 8:28, all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose. She was a great lady, and my purpose is to teach and lead young men, and that's what we're going to continue to do every day here. I want to thank these current players. They're a special group on a special run, and we're not done yet. It's still going. And that's right. A lot of them are in here today, and we've got business to take care of, and they really put the wind behind the sails of this whole movement for me to be standing in front of you today. I want to thank a lot of the former players of this place, some that I coached, some that came before I started coaching here, but how much they were behind me through this process, the ones I've met and the ones I've coached. It really means a lot to me, their support through this whole process. I want to thank a lot of people in this football building, this staff. They were behind a lot of this. They believe in me and my vision for this place. But in particular, I want to thank Joe Craddock. All right, Joe Craddock's our offensive coordinator right here. Joe's a heck of a football coach. Joe wanted me back here. And think about this now, guys. I had been the former offensive coordinator here. I had had a lot of success as offensive coordinator, and Joe had the humility to want me to come back to be with him this football season. That says a lot about his character and the type person he is, and without him, I wouldn't even been here this year. So I really want to thank Joe. I want to, no doubt. I want to thank Willie Fritz for bringing me here in 2019. As you know, Coach Fritz is an unbelievable leader and an organizational wizard. Working for him for 2 years was like getting a PhD in leadership and management. We will keep Willie Fritz's famous mantra, recruit, retain, develop, in our personnel department. That charge poured the foundation that built this program. I want to thank John Sumrall for bringing me back. John is a dear friend that I have so much respect for. Nobody is a better motivator of young men, or really a motivator of anybody, than John Sumrall. If anyone in here needs a motivational talk or a speech in your business to get everyone on edge and ready to run through a wall, John Sumrall is your guy. All right. No doubt. No doubt. We will keep John's 4 core values: attitude, toughness, discipline, and love. One of the reasons I wanted to come back was John's core values. They align with mine and how I've done things as a previous head coach, and I have so much respect for John and what he stands for every day with our young men. Our mission statement for our players moving forward, we want to affect our players in 4 ways, and it's got to be equal in all 4 facets. Number 1 is academically. We're going to build a culture and environment where young men are expected to get this great degree at Tulane. Their position coach will take a very active role in that, and we will provide every resource in order to help them do that. These young men will never call home and say, Mom, Dad, I tell you what, I wish Coach Hall and his staff would put a little more into me. They may call home and say, man, I wish they'd get off of me a little bit, all right? But I believe in structure and organization, and we're going to be on these young men academically to understand what an opportunity this is to get a Tulane degree. The second phase is athletically. We're going to continue this culture and environment where young men can be developed into their full potential as players and have the opportunity to continue to win championships. We are still at a place that development is so important. Our best players that have come through Tulane the past few years came here as young men and were developed when you look at it. We will continue to do that at a high rate. The third phase is character. We'll build a culture and environment where young men can learn to be successful as people. Their involvement in this program will make them better husbands, fathers, and leaders in their community. I believe in that. Everybody that knows me knows I believe you impact everybody you touch every day. You don't get a choice in that. Your day will be better or worse from having run into me. And when I'm dead and gone, I don't want anybody to say, man, I ran into Will Hall that day and my day was worse because of it. And we will instill that in our young men every day. And the last one is future. We'll build a culture and environment that helps them figure out what is next for them with life without football. Because football is ending for these young men, and they don't want to hear that. And it usually ends faster than what they want it to. So what does life look like for you? Not what are you going to get your degree in, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to impact people in your community? How are you going to provide for your family, provide for your community, and impact everyone around you and leave a legacy that lasts? So those are the 4 ways that we're going to touch these young men. How we're going to play. We're going to play with an edge, and we're going to be extremely physical. David referenced it. A lot of times in my past as a head coach, we've led our league in rushing or been in the top 2. We've been extremely explosive offensively, and we've also led the league in total defense or scoring defense. Offensively, you guys know me. Y'all know when I was here in 19 and 20, you've seen us, our offenses that I've led. We'll be pro-style, very similar to what we've been already here right now with Coach Craddock, but with a little more tempo. We'll be quarterback-driven. Tulane attracts great quarterbacks. Y'all know that. I know that. Just in my lifetime, we've had Jake Retzlaff, to Michael Pratt, to Justin McMillan, Pat Ramsey, J.P. Lossman, Terrence Jones, to Sean King, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out and offend them, but just in my lifetime, that's a lot of great quarterbacks. We will be a quarterback-driven program. We've attracted great quarterbacks. We will continue. Defensively, we'll be an attacking style defense that gets ahead in the chains, and then be great situational masters with multiple fronts up front on the line of scrimmage. One of the things that has caused us to have so much success over the last few years that I think is so undervalued is special teams. We've been phenomenal in special teams through 2 different regimes here. We will continue that. We will play our best players in the kicking game, okay? If they're tired, they can take a rep off of offense and defense, but we're going to accentuate special teams and continue to build on that. Over the next few days, for me, I'm Zooming tonight with our signees and their parents. I'm excited about that and maintaining this signing class and building on that, finalizing our staff and working with Coach Sumrall with all that through his transition to Florida. That is going extremely well. I can tell you there's a lot of people that want to be here and be a part of this. We're evaluating and planning with our retention and also for the portal. I feel very confident that these young men here obviously believe in me and my vision and where we're headed and want to continue to move towards a great Tulane degree and continue to win a whole lot of football games. And we're also getting ready for the college football playoff, right? No doubt. Hey, look, I'm fired up to be your football coach. I'm going to be the football coach here in 26. 25's not over. All right, and we got to move past all this honeymoon period and get back to dadgum winning football games and getting ready to do that here in a few days. Okay? I want to close with this. This is a championship football program that has sustained a championship level through a lot of change in college football over the last few years. You started winning because you made a commitment to win financially, with support and resources. You started winning because you hired a great leader of men in Willie Fritz that built this thing up from the ground. You are still winning. We are still winning because you then hired another great leader in John Sumrall that came in here and put his foot on the gas pedal and drove it forward as fast as you could drive it. Tulane is going to continue to win because you just hired another great leader that's going to relentlessly pursue the very best on the field and off the field for these young men in every way. I can assure you that. sometimes you promote from within, and there's a feeling of, let's hug each other and hold hands and be all lovey-dovey, and it's a happy moment, and everybody just feels good about it. That's not what this is. Everybody needs to understand that. This is about one thing, winning. I was promoted because I'm the best chance to win here, right now. And we're gonna do that. Both on the field and off the field every day with our young men. I fully expect to be in here again this time next year celebrating another CFP selection show. All right? Thank you so much, and roll, wave.
Stay right here. Stay right here. Thank you, Coach. This time we'll open it up to media questions here for those in attendance. Kylie and Wyatt are equipped with microphones, and just a reminder, Coach remembers or has met most of you, but not all perhaps. So for his benefit, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. We'll start right here with Gary Smith.
When you came back here, could you even, you've talked about you're a football lifer, you feel like you were born to have this role, but could you have imagined that you'd be back to being a head coach this quickly?
I knew I'd be a head coach again, Gary. I believe that's what God put me on this earth to do. I had no idea what he had in store for me next, but I trust him. And I tell people all the time, when you help enough people get what they want, you in turn will eventually get what you want on his time. It's never on your time. And that's frustrating, especially for a lot of young people nowadays, because we live in a world that wants it right now. And I'm blessed to be here right now. I also feel like I deserve to be here right now for everything we've been through. And just like I said, I got a lot of people to thank. And I'm thankful for the opportunity and thankful for everybody that supported the whole process. And you know how fired up I was to be back here, man.
Hey there, Coach. Congratulations. Brett Martell here with the Associated Press. Could you just list for us a couple reasons why you said you believed you might not have been the first choice of everybody in this room, and then just briefly respond to each of those?
Well, I think you know that, man. I mean, you can read the news or whatever and know that I might not have been the first choice, but Pete Carroll was USC's fourth choice too when they hired him. And they're probably pretty excited about it now. So.
Hey, Coach, in the straight back, you touched on it, and AD Harris touched on it as well. But as far as like the successes of the offenses that you've had since you've been here, what do you think has been the key in that, in your role in that as well?
Yeah, number one, good players. You know, we've been able to recruit a lot of good players. We'll continue to do that here. There's a lot to sell about this place. But, you know, I grew up in a great offense my whole life. We won state championships. Then I played in a national record-breaking offense in junior college. Then I played in another record-breaking offense in college. So I was blessed to play for a lot of good people. And then I was around. I started calling plays when I was 25 years old. I've been calling them for 18 years. So a lot of trial and error. Not all of it was good, but a lot of it was. And we've just been able to build it and study it through the years. I'm a football lifer. I'm a football junkie. And we've always been able to motivate young men and captivate them and put a plan together and succeed.
In the back, Seth Lewis, WWL TV. You mentioned it in the opening statement, but when other teams face a team that's led by you, what do you want them to say?
Extremely physical, high level of effort. Effort is a choice. You know, there's something that'll resonate throughout our program that the great Greg McMahon has always said, who's been a part of our program in the past. You always control your effort and your leverage. You know, you can control that on the football field. And we'll play with a lot of passion, a lot of energy. We'll play with a whole lot of effort. That'll be non-negotiable. And we'll play with an edge. We'll play extremely physical on both lines. We will practice that way, all right? And we do that right now with Coach Sumrall, and we'll continue to do that as well.
Back here, Kendall Duncan, WDSU. just, you talked about it, 2 stints under 2 different head coaches. What have you learned that makes this program so special? And, being in New Orleans, what have you liked about just being here and being back here?
Yeah, I grew up in Mississippi and grew up a Saints fan. So I love New Orleans before we started living here. This city is so special. It's my favorite place we've ever lived. I'm not just saying that because of this. That's one reason why we wanted to come back. Just the culture of this place. New Orleans wakes up happy. Like, it does. Like, New Orleans wakes up ready to attack the day and can't wait to see what's in store for that day. And if there's not a party planned, there's about to be one planned. And I love that, I don't think the good Lord wants us to not enjoy life. I think He wants us to wake up and attack the day and impact people in a positive way and enjoy life. And I've always felt like I was at home right here in this city. I love this place. Recruiting to this place, I told my wife after 6 months of being here the first time, I said, recruiting here is different. When you're sitting there talking to a young man into coming here, you really believe in it. And I don't necessarily mean you don't believe in it at other places I've worked at, but I believe that when young men come here, it changes them in a great way. I've seen it, not just in football, but you go to class every day with people that are going to run Fortune 500 companies one day. You may run a Fortune 500 company one day. And it's not just about what you know, it's about who you know. And I know that's a cliche, but it is real at Tulane. And I believe in this place. I believe choosing to come here is a humongous advantage that puts you out in front of everybody else around your age in life. And we'll continue to build on that and use that in the future.
Hey, Coach. John Sumrall with WGNO TV back here. You mentioned, I know you just talked about Pete Carroll and whatnot. You mentioned how you might not be, the first choice for some people in this room. What would you say to those people that, might not think that in your words, and why do you think you're the right guy for this job?
Well, I kind of already said it, John. Everything I've said leading to this point, just, man, hit pause, hit stop, rewind, and play it again. You know what I mean? We're going to win. We know how to win. We know this place, so.
Coach Hall, Garland Gill, Fox 8, New Orleans. I'm right here in the back of the room. 2 years ago, exact same time, 2 years ago, in this exact same spot you're standing in, John Sumrall said that he was going to speak it into existence. They were going to go to a college football playoff and win it. A lot of people were surprised by that statement, and maybe it was just wishful thinking. Do you have any kind of bold statements or thoughts on your first time up here on the podium?
I just closed out my speech by saying I expect to be up here this time next year celebrating another college football selection show. I believe that with all my heart. Yeah. Hey, and Garland, are we gonna get the game back going?
Yeah, I think we can get the game back on. Just not 95 degrees in July.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, we used to play a coach's staff versus reporters football game out here, flag football, and I took Garland to the woodshed that day.
There was no rush in that game.
All right, one final, yeah. Oh, just one final thought for me? Okay. Again, fired up to be here, guys. We're going to build a championship program in every way. I can't wait to get started. Like I told our young men, we're going to be very organized, very detailed in everything we do. I hate wasting time. And we're going to attack it every day to help make them winners on the field and off the field. But first, let's go up to Oxford and win a football game. All right? Thank you, guys. Roll Wave.